As promised, we are taking another look at the Earthrise show, one of several videos to come on this subject in the next few weeks. And for those who are asking, don't worry, I will do one of my rewrites for this season. I honestly never thought for a second that video would be popular enough that people would want me to do another, but first, I want to explore every aspect of how bad this show was. And I'd like to address something people keep saying. People keep telling me that the Earthrise show is better than Siege. I think you are experiencing more enjoyment from Earthrise, but it is worse, and that's why you feel it's better. Siege was an exact 5 out of 10, and 5 out of 10 is the worst thing you could possibly be. A 1 out of 10 is infinitely more fun and watchable than a 5. The same goes for 2, 3, and 4. Even though they are technically worse, there is at least something to feel in them, something to latch onto. 5 out of 10 is like looking into a blank white wall where the paint dried years ago and waiting for nothing. So I believe you when you say you are enjoying this show more, but I'd be willing to bet it's because it's worse, not better. Also, I hope you all appreciate the sacrifices I make for you, because in order to do this video, I had to watch the show again, and boy, let me tell ya, it has not improved on second viewing. It literally got me yelling at the screen. Anyways, this time we are going to be a little more structured. Let's watch the show, shall we? Hey, we're not even 2 minutes in, and congratulations, you idiots already forgot to save everyone. Okay, here we have a scene where Megatron is making a speech to a severed head. When I first watched this, I thought it was foreshadowing that Megatron was crazy and that Galvatron was just in his head. Nope. It's just the writer being terrible at his job and writing a sane character like someone who's gone completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And goddamn is this overwrought for what amounts to exposition. What's with all the dramatic poses? Spoiler alert, I'm planning on making a video where I fix all the worst dialogue in this damn show. At least when he walks away from Magnus's head, it's a very moody and creepy shot. This conversation is stupid. For some reason, they are talking in code, they both know what they're talking about, and there's no one they are trying to keep in the dark save for the audience. Except the way they're talking is so unnatural, it makes it obvious when they say resources, they are talking about people, and recycling means juice our own soldiers like grapefruit for some sweet, sweet energon. There are so many more subtle ways they could have had this conversation, unless the point was to beat the audience over the head with the message without actually saying it. Okay, 1. Jetfire. What's with the hypocrisy here? 2. You didn't waste resources trying to free Decepticons, you were trying to free Autobots, but it turned out the only people there were Decepticons. 3. They were prisoners about to be executed, Jetfire. Why do you think that if you free them, they're just going to rejoin the regular army and fight you? Also, moron, you're a stealth unit. You are not engaged in open battle with them. It doesn't matter how many enemies there are, you aren't ever going to fight them all at once. You will only be fighting a few at a time, and you will never kill the entirety of Megatron's army no matter what. Also, you want them to have a large army. A large army is a massive waste of resources when they're trying to fight such a small opponent. The more soldiers they have, the sooner they all starve to death. God, there's just so much wrong with this conversation. And 4, what are we even doing following these characters? This is a 2-hour-long show and nothing these characters do ever has any bearing on the actual plot. They are completely superfluous and should have been cut. Even if this was the most enjoyable aspect of the show, every second of it was wasted time that would have been spent better on something that actually mattered. Or, the idiot writer could have made them integral to the season, but, writing's easy. You thought I was going to say hard, but no, it's easy. This idiot just sucks. Hasbro, I will literally write this show for free, and I will run circles around whatever executive's kid you have currently wasting our brain cells. Call me. I love how both the place the Autobots are attacking and the camp Megatron is investigating look identical to the point where I thought Megatron was going to be there during the fight. Why are you going into an obvious trap? You discussed it and then decided that the obvious trap is a good idea. Why are the Decepticons spending energy and resources manufacturing munitions when there are only 4 Autobots left on the planet that they are desperately trying to build a ship to escape from? This guy is literally only so happy-go-lucky so we will feel sad when he dies. So at no point will I feel sad when he dies because it's obvious that they are trying to manipulate us, and I don't like it when they try and pull that shit. I like how that room was lit when we see someone walking into it, but when we see it again later, it's in complete darkness. Shoot the guy, shoot the guy, shoot the guy, shoot the guy, shoot the guy. He's an easy target, shoot him. How exactly will they be held prisoner later when Ilita 1 and Jetfire both have wrist-mounted lightsabers? In a good show, this would be foreshadowing for how they save themselves. In this show, they forgot that the characters have this option. And this is why handguns suck. You can't disarm a character without chopping their limbs off, at which point they can never help themselves and they can only ever be saved by someone else. You're a fucking aerial attack craft. Why don't you just shoot them down? Be honest. Did you do it to look cool? Bad exposition explaining something that was obvious. Aw, you shouldn't have. Was that supposed to be a joke? That was so unfunny, I think I'm furious. I love how they keep walking deeper and deeper into an obvious trap, and they're commenting on it too. Does this idiot writer think that if you lampshade it, it just makes sense now? I'd like to point out that the Autobots are already deep enough in the facility that there is no escape, and the Decepticons are just letting their own soldiers die right now for no reason other than to draw them even further into a trap they are already caught in. How the fuck did you do that? How did that just happen? You walked in a straight line, guns drawn, into an enemy standing directly in front of you, whom there is no physical way you couldn't have seen. And because someone pointed a gun at you, you lowered yours. You should have fired the second you realized they were standing in front of you the entire time. How the fuck? All of my evens can't. This is the single dumbest moment in this show. This may be the single dumbest moment in any piece of media that has ever existed. How did that happen? How did it make it cross as many desks as it had to end up in front of our eyes, and not one person caught the fact that the characters are apparently blind? I am beside myself. I am livid. I feel my brain cells dying watching the heroes of the show walk in a straight line and get captured by enemies they outnumbered and should have killed from the other end of the hall. Now you may say that there are all these other guys that show up after, but our characters are already surrendered at this point. Holy shit, did anyone give a fuck making this show? Also, I'd like to point out that there are only 2 enemies aiming their guns at our characters. The ambushers should be so dead. Listening to this hurt me. This is the most ham-fisted exposition yet. I literally came up with a better version of this in 2 seconds. Why was Starscream sad because Megatron walked past him? Did he want a pat on the head? And there's that terrible self-contradictory line. Urge to kill, rising. Oh hey look, it's that guy we're supposed to care about. He wasn't in his cell, so we'd know it was him. Good old what's-his-name. He's dead now. My emotions, they're devastated. Why is Energon flying through the air and not the tubes attached to everything? You'd think that'd be an inefficient transfer method. Holy shit, that was just the first episode. Boy, I love how she's not even fazed at all by the fact that Megatron keeps the severed head of her dead friend on his desk. She's just kind of like, oh, that's where he went. Where the fuck did Starscream just pop out of? Oh, 1 shot later and they've completely disappeared. It's great to know the animators also didn't give a fuck. Bumblebee, you fucking hypocrite, you were a mercenary. Also, I like to think the reason Prime said, you're outnumbered, stand down, was because he was like, hey guys, I got that stupid Autobot to surrender. Boy, those stupid Autobots. Am I right, my fellow mercenaries?
Yellow.
What? What? Yellow? I'm at a loss for words. More completely superfluous scenes with Aelita's losers. Seriously, think about this scene. What was said here? It was nothing. They said nothing. Words came out of their faces, and they said nothing. None of it mattered. You are the mercenary faction? 1. What the fuck is with the way you just phrased that? 2. Mercenaries are not a faction, they are a lack of faction. Idiot writer. Here they talk about an escape plan they never attempt. Fuck you, writer. Oh hey, look, they never attempted the escape plan, even though at the end of the previous scene with them, they acted like they were just about to. Fuck you, writer. You need like 4 people's worth of Energon. I'd like to point out that no one is acting like this is the most horrifying thing on the planet. It comes across like he's just executing people. He is literally unmaking their souls. He is beyond killing them, and everyone just acts like this is regular execution. Why exactly did you think telling Megatron to join the 4 remaining Autobots was going to move him at all? It's almost like whoever wrote this was a moron. Well, that's because you're apparently an idiot. Space Hitler with his mass execution chambers should be put in the ground like the dog he is. Megatron and Barricade were like 2 feet away literally 10 seconds ago. Where did they go, you incompetent sons of bitches? Wow, there is no way I was going to recognize the guy from the last episode with the really distinctive face and color scheme if you didn't flash back to his face in the shittiest way possible. Thanks. God, you moron, you knew she had an army. Why did you ask that moronic question? And why is her army not the Alicons? Why are they all Ironhide clones? And now that her army is active, why is she not just killing him? Why did Jetfire fall over for no reason? He just fell like an idiot. Apparently Chromia just hates flywheels for no explicable reason. What did Starscream do wrong? You were the one standing right there. You were apparently the one who went running and screaming because the lights went out and you're afraid of the dark. Starscream wasn't even there to do anything. Why is Megatron blaming Starscream for shit that's not his fault?
We are innocent.
What do you mean you're innocent? The Critisons aren't judging you. Hey guy, I want to make a deal with you. I'm innocent! It's like the script was 5 times longer and they just went through and cut out huge chunks, but they didn't check to make sure the sentences people were saying still made sense without the rest of the context.
Wheeljack!
What? What did Wheeljack just do? Since when can Wheeljack pick locks with a stern look? Prime says Wheeljack, Wheeljack goes, and everyone's cuffs just fall off. What just happened? I know he's the tech guy, but this makes no sense. Everyone looks so uncool shooting in this show. Transform and roll out. Look at all those characters transform and roll out. You incompetent fucking monkeys! Why did you have him say it if you weren't going to animate it?
We learned an important fact today. Megatron has not found the Allspark.
No, you didn't! What part of your ass did you pull that from? I swear chunks of this script are just missing. Well, that was episode 1 and 2 of this craptacular show, and oh god, they are shit. I am dreading watching more of this for the series. Anyways, that's not half of what I have to say, but it's enough of what I have to say. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me waste your time.